So I'm going to do the, oops, and it's unfreeze. There we go. Alright, so the first thing is number 10. It says to write an equation for the parallel line passing through the point. The first thing, and I'm going to use this as my review for the day, you have to find the slope of this line. How can I find the slope of this line? What can I do to find the slope of this line? I have to put it in y equals mx plus b. I have to solve it for y. So you would add 7x to both sides. So you added 7x to both sides, so I get a negative 3y is equal to 7x plus 3. Then I'm still solving for my slope. So I would divide by negative 3. And in algebra class, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to put that little division sign. That's what you used in middle school. I do not want to see that division sign anymore, ever. So really try to break that habit. I want division is a line. So you would divide by negative 3. So that's your y equals your negative 7/3 x minus 1. This just allows us to get the slope of the line. So I know my slope is negative 7/3. My parallel slope, if you're talking about parallel, the slopes are the same. So my slope is negative 7/3. So I have my slope of negative 7/3 and I have my point. What do I have to do now? Put it in my point slope formula. Did I have... So now we put in the point slope, so we have y minus 3 is equal to my slope of negative 7/3 x minus 1. Then I distribute, and I have y is equal to negative 7/3 x. In your calculator, and I'm going to put it up here, in your calculator I want you to take negative 7 divided by 3 times your negative 1, and then we have to, what do we do to get the 3 to the other side? Add 3. And you add 3. Negative is positive. It should be 5 something. Go negative, try again. Negative 7 divided by 3 times negative 1 plus 3. What is it? 5.3? Because this to get to the other side, so we have this times that, and then we're adding our 3. The first thing we have is if we have negative 5x plus 2y is equal to 20. Jake, walk me through how to find the slope of this line.
Yeah, you add 5x or negative 5x to 5.
Am I adding, and if I add it, I can't add a negative 5. I positive. So I'm going to add 5x to both sides. So I get 2y is equal to 5x plus 20. So then, yes, you're right, Jake. We're going to divide by 2. So y is equal to 5 has x. Twenty divided by 2 is 10. All right. So all we did right now is we reconfigured this to here. Now it says to find the parallel line. So what do I have to take out of this equation right here? 5 over 2, because m of my perpendicular is 5 over 2, and my point is 4 comma negative 1. Very good. Mikey, I have my slope and my point. How do I do the rest of this equation?
Don't you like divide them?
So I'm going to put it into the equation. I'll give you the equation. Y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. So what do I do? How do I put my slope and my point into my point slope formula? So I'm going to go y, and what's my y value?
5. No, 2.
This is my x value, this is my y value. So negative 1. So I have negative and a negative make a positive. And 1 is equal to, what do I put here? 5 over 2. In parentheses,
4.
The x I bring down. Is it minus 4 or plus 4? Minus 4. Then, how do I solve it out?
I have no idea.
I distribute. And what does that mean?
Oh, you multiply them.
You multiply it. So y plus 1 is equal to 5 halves x. 5 halves times negative 4. Can he borrow your calculator? Thank you.
5 halves.
5 halves times negative 4.
Negative
10. Yes, negative 10. And then, what do I do my last step? I'm trying to get y by itself.
Bring it down or something like that.
How do I get rid of this 1? If I have 1 and I want to get rid of it, how do I get rid of it? If I have $1 and I spend it, I give it away, right? Give it away. So I subtract my 1.
Oh yeah.
Whoops, I subtract 1. So I get y is equal to 5 halves x minus 11.
Oh, I could have just told you all that stuff. I didn't know.
You got 2 types. So the first type could be like y is equal to 2/3 x minus 7. You can quickly see what the slope is, find the perpendicular and parallel to those, right? But once you get your slope and your point, you still would have to put it eventually into the y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Both of them. But if you have the 2x plus 3y is equal to 6, you first have to put it into the y equals mx plus b. You have to solve for the y first, and then, so you quickly move it over so I can see that it's 3 y is equal to a negative 2x plus 6. Y is equal to negative 2/3 x plus 2. Then you put it into that. So both ways you have to put it into this. But this way you can quickly see what the slope is. This way you have to convert it. Was that your question? Okay. All right. 15. Since we're starting with this equation, I have to find the slope. And to be able to find the slope, class, I have to put it into the what? Y equals mx plus b is right. I cannot look at this and find the slope. However, we hopefully are getting to the point, because we've been doing this for a while, that we can, when we add 3x to both sides, we don't have to write that down. So we have 3y, because now this is gone. If I add 3x to both sides, is equal to, on this side again, I added 3x, so 3x minus 9. Then I have to divide everything by 3. If I divide this by 3, it's y. If I divide this by 3, it is x. And if I divide this by 3, it's negative 3. Then I can take my slope off of here. My slope of this is 1. My perpendicular, it says to flip the fraction and change the sign. If I flip 1, it's still 1, but when I change the sign, it's negative 1. So I found my slope first. I have my point and my slope, so now I use the point slope formula. Y, this is my y, this is x, that's y. So I have y plus 4 is equal to my slope of negative 1 times x plus 1. What's my next step, ladies and gentlemen? Distribute. So negative 1 times x is negative x. Negative 1 times negative 1. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. And the last step is minus 4. So I have y is equal to a negative x minus 5. And I had... How do you find a slope of a line? You have to find 2 points. Every single one of these is a point, but it's easier if you find a point where they cross. So here's one, and there's one. So if you go, and we go 1, 2, 3, so I have rise of 3, a run of 1, 2, 3, 4. Then perpendicular, you have to flip the fraction and change the sign. We're going to do it one time each. So you flip the fraction. Actually, we probably do it in strats because I don't know if I'll have time in this. So we flip the fraction, change the sign, so we have a negative 4/3. This point is 1, 2, 3. So it's negative 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this point is negative 3, 4. Then you would put it into the y equals mx plus b and solve it out. Alright. 23. You have to find the slope of this. To find the slope of this, what do you have to do? You have to put it in the y equals plus mx plus b. You have here 2/3 is the slope of this one, If this is 2/3, then it's parallel. If the top one is a negative 3/2, then it would be perpendicular. If it's not parallel, not perpendicular, it's neither. I got a slope of negative 3/2. Did anybody else get a slope of negative on 23? For this one, did you guys get a slope of negative 3/2? Because I want you guys to try to do that. If you haven't done so, I want you to take this opportunity to see if you can solve this out for y.